Here's my point on the tournament, and I think we need to finally acknowledge it and just put this to rest. Cinderella doesn't live here in the NCAA tournament.
She kicked out?
Please. We need to stop with this Cinderella story, blah, 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 blah. No. There's no Cinderellas, and we're not missing anything. Kelvin, when was the last time Cinderella won a NCAA championship?
You know, the only team's funny you would mention that. The highest or technically lowest seed to ever win was that Villanova Wildcats
And you're
team.
not going to call them a Cinderella.
No, because they're Villanova. It's not
right.
typically.
You know what I mean? Like a small school coming out of nowhere.
And they were an 8 seed, so it's not like they were a double digit.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's my point. We keep waiting for this Cinderella story. Remember when Butler, oh, my God, Butler's going to win a national championship, a mid-major. Oh, my God, they're so – one of these days, the playing field is leveled now with the NIL money, and now they'll be able to offer. Guess what?
What's that?
They can't offer as much money as the bigger schools. They can offer money now, but not as much money. Why are we still living in this fantasy about Cinderella? There is no Cinderella in the NCAA tournament. Last year – in the Final Four, they had three of the small schools, right?
Yeah.
Had the lowest TV ratings in years.
Seriously.
People didn't want to watch it. They want to watch the big schools, the Blue Bloods. They want to watch teams that they know. And this year, not having them in, who cares? They don't win. What is this Cinderella thing? I'm so tired of hearing about it.
The only pushback I have on that is that I can go one more round. We're in a Sweet 16 now. I could have gone one more round with the nice Cinderella team or two. Not a whole, just two more. That the storyline, it's fun or it's engaging. Like we said, you got the nun or you got the kid who, his brother, blah, 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 and he's doing it for his brother. You know how they find the storylines. It's like American Idol,
Everybody
right?
has a story.
Yeah, you can't.
So everybody has a sick grandmother.
100%. But, it's a TV. It's a theater. It's a show. So they're going to find the more compelling story and milk that thing, till there's no end. But I could go another year or two. Not a year or two. I'm sorry, another team or two in the tournament. Just again for the dramatic, the TV effect of it all, the entertainment of it all. That's part of what makes it so fun. But absolutely, as we get down to Elite Eight-ish, all right now, I'm gonna need some blue bloods and some teams and some players that I want to see, some players who might be playing in the league next year, and just kind of the teams those names in front of the jersey because that's what we look forward to at a certain point. So. But I could have used one or two more storylines because there is no juice.
I'm good.
There's no Rob.
I'm good.
Rob,
I'm
where's
good.
the juice? Where's the story? This is compelling.
For them to be talking about Patino and Coach Cal, that was their story. That was it.
And that's a 70-something-year-old and a 60-something-year-old. Ain't nothing else.
And then we watched 4 for 41 from 3. That was your game right there.
Yeah, I need
but I'm
one
just
more.
saying.
I get what you're saying.
I'm done with the Cinderella talk.
I needed one more round, Rob.
I think the NCAA championship is fine without Cinderellas.
At the championship, I agree.
And then they want to add more teams, more smaller schools. For what reason? How many times has a 16 beaten a 1? Do you know what I mean? One time?
Once.
So why are we continually doing this, acting as if that one day they're going to win? They've been playing this tournament for a long time, and no one day couldn't put together a magical stretch and play 3 great games. That's all you got to do. You don't have to play 80 games, 3.
Yeah. And I think what happens is and that's what makes it fun. We get all into it on our brackets. We get in, just you're at the bar on the Thursday night, Friday night, watching the game. You're rooting for the underdog for sure. But once we get down, like I said, for me, Elite Eight-ish, all right, if there's one more team left, if there's a Wichita State up in there, if there's a Butler in there, a VCU up in there, I'm not mad because, again, remember the run Shaka Smart had, and that was all fun, and, I don't mind that. But you ultimately, sometimes you do want a 2008 run, Rob, where we had the first time we had all 4 number 1 seeds. All 4 teams in the Final Four were number 1 seeds when we had Kansas, Memphis, North Carolina, and UCLA. And you remember that Memphis team was the Derrick Rose team. Kansas with Mario Chalmers, that would end up being your championship run there. But that was a blast because you had these massive teams with a bunch of players you knew in heavyweight, heavyweight contenders. So I do think ultimately Final Four, national championship games, you want that. You want a Kentucky, Kansas. You want a Duke, Kentucky. You want that when we get there. But I don't mind a storyline, Rob. Give me something. Give me maybe because
No,
I'm in TV.
because
I'm in TV. Give me some entertainment.
Cinderella, she won at some point, right? She made it to the ball, made it back home, the whole 9 yards. Can somebody win one? Just win one to make it feel like
Butler was if Gordon Hayward hits that shot.
Well,
there you have it.
If, when, what,
he threw that shot up. We thought, ain't no chance. And that thing hit the backboard and almost went in. We was like, oh, that was the shot. Cinderella had one shot, and it was Gordon Hayward. And that long distance shot that had gone in, that could have changed history. But no, that we had the shot. I mean, Gonzaga at one point back in the day maybe would have been something, but now they're a blue blood team. But you're right. We don't have no Eastern Michigan, my alum. My alma mater, they ain't walking through that door winning, unfortunately. They did get to the Sweet 16 once. They had – yeah. We had a Sweet 16 run back in with Earl Boykins. Remember him?
Right. I know that from Eastern Michigan. Yeah. I covered him.
I know.
I know all those things.
Yeah, I'm just saying. But we don't – there's not a lot of that. It ends up being the Kansas, the Dukes, the Michigan States. Ends up being what you expect, which I'm all right with once we get there. But I don't mind a little storyline up until my Elite Eight-ish. Give me a little Elite Eight, VCU, Wichita State's, Butlers, Fred VanVleet's up in there in the Elite Eight.
I'm bored with the whole thing. I'm done with the Cinderella story. Oh, this school is so unbelievable.
Mickey
Look
Mouse,
at where they are.
around his grave listening to you right now.
I am. I'm telling you.
Fairy godmother rolling around her grave listening to you right now.
It's been sold to us. It's a bill of goods that hasn't panned out. That's all I keep saying is that it hasn't panned out to where we could get rewarded at least once.
When the last time you've been to Disneyland?
It's been a minute.
Yeah, I can tell.
I paid $14 for a hot dog, okay?
And
not only that, it was like a 12-inch, right?
Yeah.
So it was obscene, both the price and the hot dog were both obscene.
You wanted a $6 normal, $4 normal size hot dog.
I don't need a 12-inch hot dog.
Yeah, you don't need that. That's a major glizzy. You don't need that.
No.
The turkey legs
not for
fire.
$14 either.
No, every time I go to Disney, I'm like, all right, now, come on now, Disneyland. My daughter was 3. You know what I mean? Like, all right, why am I paying $65 for a hoodie? She's 3. Like, what are we doing here?
All right. Well, they know it gets cold at night. So
you ain't lying. You know how many hoodies and sweatshirts get bought because the temperature drops?
Everybody has on shorts during the day. Like, Daddy, I'm cold. Oh, I got to get
the veterans know how to do it. They got the big wagon or the stroller with the bottom that they got everything.
You better have it all.
Rob G strikes me as he will be well prepared.
He ain't paying $65 for a kid that she's going to grow out of.
Exactly. And then he would judge me if I did it.
I would buy her a medium and put it on her. I'm serious. If I had to get her, I'd buy a kid's medium on the baby.
Why? Just
so
she gonna grow into that?
Yes.
You're gonna wear this for the next 5 years. We ain't playing around with you.
I ain't paying no $65 for the night, and you're gonna grow out of it in 3 months? No way.
But back real quick, putting a button on it for me, the Cinderella, if you will. I do think, as we talked about, these mid-majors, you brought up the money. That was a good point you brought up earlier when you said we thought the NIL was going to kind of even level the playing field.
It hasn't.
It hasn't because, as we mentioned, all right, so if I'm Maryland, if I'm Kansas, if I'm some of these bigger schools, I have more mean. I'm Kentucky. Well, yeah, he might not be our best player, but we need a 4th, 5th guy. Let's go get this guy from the small mid-major who is, the junior there. Let's go get him. Instead of staying there another 3rd, 4th year, come play with us. We'll give you $100,000, and you'll be our, 3rd, 4th best player on the team. All right, shoot. I've been playing here. I keep using Wichita State. I've been playing here for a while. Why don't I go to Kansas now? Why don't I go to Michigan State? Why don't I go to Wisconsin? And I have a chance to actually compete and win a title. So that's the problem now is, I can pay money, but they're paying more money. They have a bigger platform. I can get a bigger social media following. So that's the hard part with these mid-majors, keeping these guys. And this is why everybody's just floating around the transfer portal. Everybody's going from school to school. So
877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. Where are you on the Cinderella stories in the NCAA tournament?
You done broke her glass slipper. You done broke her glass slipper, Rob.
Or are you still waiting at this bill of goods that they sold you that some major small school is going to win the NCAA championship and it's going to be amazing? Are you still waiting on that? Or are you good with them not being involved?
Give me Cinderella to the Elite Eight, Rob.
I don't want Cinderella anymore. She's not welcome here. 877-99.
Bibbidi bobbidi boo. Put it together and what do you got? Bibbidi bob. Where you at, Rob?
I remember that.
Zabba boo the moo. I don't remember the words. Mary, I never needed you so much in my life. You don't know the words, Mary?
Mary doesn't
It's
know
like,
that.
I like a samba.
Yeah, let's do the bibbidi bobbidi boo.
Yeah.
Put it together and what do you got? Bibbidi bobbidi boo.
Bibbidi bobbidi boo.
Bibbidi.
Okay.
There we go.
I'm
All
done
right.
with Cinderella.